vibration. Everything is about vibration. Vibrational alignment necessary for all comfort. When you come into vibrational alignment with that which is your source, you can feel yourself come into alignment. And it is not so different from a situation like this, where you are literally feeling your way into alignment. We will keep chattering along here. We'll look for some meaningful conversation while you continue to adjust us. You know you are the creator of your own reality, and that what you are giving your attention to is that which you are offering vibrationally. Law of attraction is matching your vibration, and manifestation is always following the rhythm of the vibration that you are offering. The mechanism by which you understand your vibrational nature is your emotional center. Your emotions let you know everything that is important to know about your connection with your source energy stream, which is the dominant vibrational stream or rhythm from which we all come forth. And it also lets you know about the harmony or disharmony, the harmony or discord, the allowing or alignment or misalignment or resistance of that energy stream. When you are in alignment with your energy stream, you can tell by the way it feels. In other words, we have come into vibrational alignment or closer to it with sound. Are you hearing? In other words, the adjustments, little by little, by feeling your way, have been greatly improved. And the way you come into vibrational alignment is by caring about the way you feel. Now, we noticed that there was not one of you who was willing to sit here for the day and endure the sound out of alignment. Everyone was looking around, everyone was wondering what could be done, everyone was wanting something to be done. In other words, not a pleasant way to spend a day. And we want you to be 10% that particular about your own vibrational offering. It is interesting to us that you care about the sound in a room in which you are going to spend a few hours, even more than you care about your vibrational indicator that lets you know everything about your alignment with Source, which is everything. We're teasing you just a little bit here, and so we might as well go all the way and be as blunt as we can possibly be. Why would you put up with a moment of emotional discord when you're not willing to put up with an imbalanced sound in a room? When the imbalanced sound in a room only has the potential of irritating you for a few hours, while the imbalance of vibration within you is going to net you manifestation that will not please you for quite a number of days. So if we were standing in your physical shoes, we would begin to get very picky about our vibrational alignment. And we would be grateful every day for the emotions that flow through us, whether they are positive or negative, whether you call them love and joy or whether you call them despair. We would begin to talk on a regular basis with sincere appreciation about our own vibrational indicator. And then we would begin to utilize it effectively in the way that you intended as you came forth into this physical body. Now, what happens with so many of you as you begin your co-creative rampage in this physical experience is that you look around at others and there are some who please you immensely, for which you are grateful. And then you look around at others who are not so pleasing, for which you are not so grateful. And then you say to the unpleasing ones, you need to change. You need to become more pleasing so that I can feel better. And then you point out to them the ones that please you. And you say, why can you not be more like them? Now, many of them, and you have been among them, many of you care so much about the one who wants to be pleased, being pleased, that you will attempt, you never fully achieve it, but we see some of you go after it pretty hard, sometimes for most of your life. You try hard sometimes to adjust your behavior, even your beliefs, often your words, so that the one who thinks they would be more pleased if you were different can maybe be more pleased when you become different. But soon you discover they're usually still not very pleased. And then the greatest awareness of all descends upon you. There is more than one of them. And they want different things from you. Sometimes they want opposite things from you. So now your dilemma begins, and also your deception. Because now you try to be whatever anyone needs you to be so that they can feel good. And in the process, you lose your own sense of guidance because you lose track of that rhythm that was flowing to you. You've forgotten to think and feel, think and feel. That seems unimportant. Instead, it feels like you should behave and then check the response of that one, and then behave and then check for the response of that one. Some of them get very vocal. They write commandments. They make rules. They make laws. They lay down the laws. They enforce the laws. They offer signs of disapproval. They offer real punishment. And so we see you, bless your hearts, scrambling around, trying to do the impossible, trying to adjust your behavior so that somebody who has nothing to do with your vibrational nature can find a moment of less discomfort as they view the condition which you have stood on your head to change. And we're here to say to you, friends, it's not worth it. It doesn't work. It doesn't make them happy. It leads you away from the only rhythm or guidance that comes forth from within you. It does not make the world a better place. It causes you to lose track of who you are and where you are going. As you decide that nothing is more important than your awareness of how you feel, then you will begin today to vibrationally align yourself with this source energy, and therefore to be the being that you really are. Some call that awakening, some call it blending, some call it being reborn, some call it being a walk-in, some call it alignment with source, some call it inspired, some call it channeling who I really am, some call it fulfilling my reason for being. Call it whatever you want, but feel it into being. As we're moving forward here today, it is our desire to help you to get in touch with your guidance system. We want you to leave this gathering with one determination. Nothing is more important than that I feel good, and another, awareness, and I have control of the way I feel. No longer do I need circumstances or events to change so that I can feel good. I have the power to feel right here in my ability to focus. Because as I can focus, I will generate a vibration, and as I generate a vibration, it will align or not with who I really am, and as it aligns or not with who I really am, I will have a feeling response, which is my indicator of how I'm doing. And just like you can tweak your sound system into alignment, you can tweak your emotions into alignment until it is our wish for you that you get picky, so that you find yourself, while right now, most of you who come to a gathering like this, who have been listening to us or others like us for a while, your emotional range is somewhere between overwhelmment and frustration all the way up into ecstasy and joy and love and all of that. That's your range, most of you. You can dip into fear if you watch enough television, or you can dip into fear or into despair on occasion, but most of you only dip there occasionally. Your set point, the groove in your vibration, the place that you more easily return to, is somewhere here in this range of feeling pretty good to feeling really good. But you are teachers of those who often don't get even into the range of frustration very often. In other words, you know people who are angry all the time. You know people who are fearful all the time. You know people who are feeling enormous despair. And as teachers, you want to begin to assist them. But you've noticed as you show up with your bright, fluffy energy, and you announce to them as professionally and lovingly as you can, you know you are the creator of your own reality. And they think to themselves, that cannot be true, or you'd be gone. You would not be here harassing me if I had anything to do about it. And further, they would say, if I were the creator of my own reality, I'd have more money, and I'd have more friends, and I'd have a lover, and my body would feel and look better. I wouldn't be in this mess that I'm in. Don't tell me I'm the creator of my own reality. Which brings us to this important thing as teacher to teacher. We encourage you to announce to someone that they are the creator of their own reality when things are going really well. And always point it out when things are going really well. They'll take it much better at that time. But because you want so much to feel good, and because often you have found a way of feeling good much of the time, you want them to feel good too. And it hurts you when they don't feel good. And so now, in a sense, you're doing sort of what we were talking about before. You're seeing someone who is in pain, who is not feeling good, and in their pain, you're now feeling pain, and now you are wanting them to do something about the way they feel so that they can feel better, yes, but you gotta admit it so that you can feel better too. And we want you to, before you begin to help others, we want you to come to the knowing that you are the one who's in charge of the way you feel. And you cannot let anybody else and the way they're feeling affect the way you are feeling without being like everybody else and needing to change the circumstances so that you can feel better. That's what conditional love is all about. If you'll change this condition, then I'll feel better. But if you need them to change so that you can feel better, you're just perpetuating that same old myth that does not work. And they can smell the rat. In other words, how many of your children know that the only reason that you want them to stop doing something that they really want to do is because it would make you feel better? And many of them are born with this powerful memory that it's not their job to do stuff that makes you feel better. It's their job to do stuff that makes them feel better. Them feel better, them feel better. And so you've come up against some of them from time to time when they say, go away. I'm not going to adjust my behavior so that you can feel better. And if you get very strong with them, then as we said earlier, they will just get very good at deception. They will pretend the way you need them to be so that you can feel better while they go ahead and be who they choose to be. And we would like to say to you, if you will let everyone have their own experience, and you will teach through the clarity of your example that you have discovered how to be joyful no matter what. Isn't what you wish for your children joy? Isn't what you wish for them alignment with who they are? Isn't what you wish for them wellness and balance and clarity? Isn't what you wish for them flexibility? Isn't what you wish for them feeling good? Isn't what you wish for them being out in the world, not hidden away in a cave? Don't you wish for them to be out there experiencing adventure and being in vibrational alignment? What you wish for them is the same thing you wish for you. Everybody wants this. Everybody wants to feel good. There isn't anything that anybody wants or has ever wanted or ever will want that is for any other reason that you believe in the having of it, you will feel better. So when you make the decision that you're going to choose thoughts that feel better to you, then you've made the decision that you're choosing thoughts that are vibrational in alignment with your source, and under those conditions, you've got to thrive. And then you are a teacher worth watching. Now you are a teacher who teaches as all teachers do, in the only way that teachers teach, through the clarity of your example. So today, we're going to show you how to move up this emotional scale. Not so much because you all need to move up the emotional scale, although sometimes you do, but because we want to show you how to help others move up the emotional scale. But another very big reason, we want you to no longer feel so much despair about where you or anybody else is on the emotional scale. You don't look at the gas gauge on your vehicle when it says empty and feel moral responsibility. You don't feel embarrassed that your gas gauge says empty. You just go get some more gas, don't you? Nor do you put a happy stay sticker on it to cover it up. In other words, you don't pretend that it's other than it is. In other words, you let it be what it is, you take it as the indicator that it is, and then you adjust your behavior accordingly. And so your indicator, your emotional indicator, is the same sort of thing. Sometimes we see you happy and feeling proud of yourself for being happy because, after all, you are a student of deliberate creation and a teacher of deliberate creation, and so you're proud that you're happy. And what we want to say to you, that's nice. In other words, that's just fine, but we don't want it to follow that then Therefore, you are then embarrassed if you are unhappy.